All right, everybody, you're in for a special treat today. I'm going to review this episode of Golf Channel Academy. It's from a bunch of years ago. It has Jimmy Ballard and Rocco Mediate. 12 Nights at the Academy is the title on YouTube. But again, it's from the Golf Channel Academy. As usual, this episode is sponsored by Preswing.
Perfect shot!
Jimmy Ballard. The first time I heard his name, it was mentioned in Curtis Strange's book, Win and Win Again, in reference to Curtis Strange winning back-to-back US Opens. I always liked Curtis Strange's swing. It was very much a big muscle swing based on connection. And these are all things that Jimmy Ballard taught to Curtis Strange. And many times in my life, when I needed a quick swing thought, I would think, hey, just pretend you got a sack of potatoes, you're taking the sack of potatoes back, and you're throwing the sack of potatoes down the fairway. Let's get into this episode and do some deep dive analysis.
And your teaching method, Jimmy, is quite simple.
Yes, I think it is. We try to keep it simple. We want people to understand that the golf swing is not complicated, that it's an athletic motion, and most people would do it pretty naturally if they didn't try to do certain things that keep them from being natural. You know, head down, stiff left arm, that type of thing.
Rocco, you waited until right around that time to join forces with Jimmy because of a bad back.
Yes.
And it has changed your life.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have a bad back anymore.
That's amazing when Rocco Mediate is able to adopt a new training system, swing system, if you will, and he goes from a guy who has a horrible back to no back pain, something for everyone to consider who has back pain out there, or to prevent future back pain by having a swing right now that you feel a lot of pressure on your lower back.
As we know, golf is insane as far as on our body. It's bad. It's hard to do. It's just an unnatural motion. But the more you can get rid of some of those unnatural angles and bad setups and bent over and everything that we're going to talk about, it becomes easier, much easier, and easier on your body. So that's what we're looking to help, especially on the body, because it messes you up. If you make bad moves at a golf ball repeatedly, it will hurt you. And we've seen some of our best players go down from it.
And Rocco is knocking it out of the park right now. Absolutely true. You see all these pros doing these new contorted type motions. I can think of someone named Tiger Woods. And yes, it will throw your back out. It will throw all your joints out. This method, I believe, will help a lot of people.
It's just the easiest way to move a golf club. I call it moving, not swinging.
That's something to think about. Rocco thinks of it as moving a golf club rather than swinging a golf club. I like that concept because it almost gets you with that sense of using your big muscles rather than your hands and your arms.
And and these things that we'll show everybody today are simple to understand. Hard to do because when you change something, it takes time. You know, it's not like an immediate, it's not perfectly, you can't do it like you got to understand the motion and then work on it, and it becomes much easier.
All right,
As
Jimmy,
for me.
Yeah, you've been teaching prominently now since the 1970s. You've worked with a number of high-profile names, major champions, Seve, Curtis.
Jimmy Ballard also worked with Sandy Lyle, so he's got a lot of major champion winners. Rocco, let's not forget, if Tiger doesn't make a tricky 20-footer on the last hole of the 2000 US 8 Open, then Rocco is our US Open champ for 2008. So this type of method is tried and tested and has been proven to work.
Let's talk about the method that you started with and stay with to this day. You call it remaining connected.
Right.
Connectivity. Explain.
Well, the golf swing, as I say, it starts from what we call a brace-connected address. It starts with a setup. And the thing we always want is we always want the right foot turned in.
It's really interesting that Jimmy insists on having your right foot square to the target versus a lot of instructional methods, for example, like stack and tilt. You might have the right foot flared out of it so that you could increase your hip turn.
We always want the inside heel measurements, outside shoulder width. That's for to make an athletic motion. We found shoulder width is the distance it takes to make the correct coil and just get into the leg the proper way. So to do that, we also have a posture. You must have good posture. We want people like they're holding weights, like they were going to curl weights.
I love this idea of getting in that posture that you're going to curl weights. And I also know that Jimmy Ballard ties that into having a sack of potatoes.
We want their fanny under them. We want them under them because that's the only way your legs can work. You can't work your legs if you stick your fanny out.
A lot of old instruction encourage you to, in fact, stick your butt out. This is more of like the George Gankis idea with your hips and your butt to not stick it out, but have it really underneath you.
So it all comes back to setup, getting your body in the right position to make that move. And so to do that, we just tell people right foot square, left toe slightly out. That'll help you to get through the ball. We want the inside heel measurements, outside shoulder width, and then we want good postures. If you were standing here curling weights, you would never hold anything heavy this way. You hold everything heavy here. So getting in the right position to get our body to work correctly, that's the whole key. And it's a pre-swing thought.
I love pre-swing thoughts because you only have under 2 seconds to actually hit the ball. So if you can set yourself up for success in the pre-swing, you'll definitely be more relaxed when you're actually hitting the shot.
Yeah.
Where were you versus where you are now with Jimmy?
I was a tiny bit narrow. I was tiny bit narrow and bent over. Back was terrible. It was the end of '04. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I could retire because what the heck else am I going to do? I don't know how to play golf, basically. So I wanted to keep doing it, and Leonard Thompson and I had been talking for years about going to see Jimmy, but I was doing okay, and I said, nah, I'm fine. And once that happened, I called Leonard and I said, LT, I need to go see Jim. And he goes, we've been waiting for this to happen. So we went down, and he saw some, obviously I was kind of narrow. I was bent over and I was far away from it. It felt better to me because my back was, it just always feels better for some reason to be narrow. But what it does is puts more stress on my spine because anytime you're narrow, you twist more, you turn around in a circle, which we do not want to do. I don't even think about turning a golf swing. I know it's kind of weird, but I don't think about it at all.
Which is weird because some other teaching methodologies want you to focus on turning in a circle. This is not one of those methodologies.
Perfect shot.
I think about back. So all we really started with was width of stance, shoulders inside my feet, like Jim just said, and posture. So now I've gotten rid of all of this and bent over, everything, it's all right here. There's not a lot, there's angles in a golf swing, but there's not a lot right here. This isn't dropped down, my hips aren't put, everything's dead square and in center. That's what he taught me especially.
Looks so efficient and simple. I love it.
The sternum, what do you want to call it? Center. So everything starts from center and it moves, it's 1, 2.
Which is much simpler to have two parts of a backswing than the whole P1, P2, P3, P4, all the way to P7.
There's not 47 parts of a golf swing, there's 2. Backswing and a downswing, the finish is all a result of what you do.
We had a conversation before this show started, and we wanted to get from you tonight tips for high-level, mid-level, and low-level handicappers. And you said, we only teach to one level.
It's one level. It works for every person, whether it's a touring professional or a guy just starting golf. It's all the same.
That's amazing that this system works for all levels.
What do you
That's
have?
the beauty of it. Well, good.
It's the fundamentals of what we call the fundamentals. And that works. We want everybody to do the same thing. But when we look at a golf swing, and I first give an overview, I show everyone how the triangle is maintained throughout the swing. And if you take that and understand, people would do that naturally if they simply kept their elbows down, got into their right leg, and got their elbows down and got to the left. And as soon as the elbows are down, then your body is free to move, like throwing a medicine ball underhanded. But when you get your arms around or off your body, or your elbows out, there's no way the body can coordinate with it.
Yeah, let me show you what he means. What we mean is, as far as structure and setup, which is width of stance, kind of braced like we're talking about. Braced in there. My knees aren't out, they're in a little, just a touch. So I'm this way, and I'm tall as I can be. So what we mean about elbows down, left arm on my body, my elbow's not pointing out, it's pointing down to my, I guess, my left hip socket somewhere here, right? So what we're talking about, if the elbows stay down, watch the golf club go up. Okay, the golf club's up here now. What Jimmy's always taught, the golf club now is light. So
Balanced.
It's balanced and light. So now it can be thrown any way I want to throw it. Hard, fast, easy, slow, doesn't matter. Timing means nothing if your golf club's in the right place. Once I get my elbows sideways, now look at the club. Now it's heavy, I can't do it. So now I'm going to move it at 100 miles an hour, good luck. So if the elbows stay down on both sides, to where if I feel like I'm back into my right and up over to my left, I got nothing. There's nothing here, I'm all done. There's no weight on my right, I got no stress in my spine. It's simple.
Just that
simple.
simple.
Simple, simple.
And all the sockets and joints work correctly.
Yeah, there's nothing out of
work
whack.
in sync.
It's easy to get out of whack in this crazy game we play, but this way is it's the most efficient by far.
Birdie.
Start with the left arm and its roll.
Well, you know, Hogan, when he changed his swing, he talked about that he had half a left arm. And he talked about on the Ed Sullivan Show that the arms were connected to the body at the elbows, not at the shoulders. And then he just talked about move to your right and move to your left with your elbows on your body. And that's really all it is, but it has to be posture. And the left arm connection is tied into the left lat. Once you tie your arm into your left lat like you're holding something heavy, it would be as though if I wanted to backhand someone. All I would do is lay my arm here, this left lat would move into my right leg, and I'd hit you with my right side. I would never get back here and pull my arm, or I would never get my arm away from me to hit you hard. My arm would lay connected to my shoulder, I'd lay my arm on my body, and I'd hit you with my big muscles.
Yeah, try not to take it personally that he wants to backhand
Right.
you right
Well, you're standing there, not me. So it's not my fault.
Usually you.
And what he means by that is, and it's amazing, you know, the elbow's down, this left arm's down this way. I remember he made me walk around for like a week like this. Like walk around, hey, how you guys doing? I'm good right here.
Everybody wants to shake your hand.
So I'm like this. So instead of the elbow being out, which causes round, you know, if this joint's this way, it goes around you. If this joint's down and the right elbow's not this way, it's out. It's like you're shaking hands with somebody. I'm not going to put it underneath me because in my opinion, it follows your rib cage. I don't want to follow my rib cage. It's going to go around me. It's not going to go up. So what he's talking about is structure in this way to where I'm up and I feel stress in my lats. All these big, small little lats and all this stuff and everything else. Feel it up here.
Where are the big ones, Rock? Where are the big ones?
I don't have it. That carries the club. See, my arms and hands you never see this happen. See how fast it carries the club. So as soon as I'm set up properly, I can move the club back and through. But if I'm not tall and wide, let's say I get narrow and bent over, I lose all my structure. This is mush, more than it usually is. So
Rocco and Jimmy have built Rocco a swing that isn't based on timing. Now, if you're doing the swing correctly, the club, when you get it back, is gonna feel light rather than heavy when you get it wrapped around your body. If you love this type of instruction, get in the comment section, tell me you love it, because I have a low self-esteem and need constant validation. If this video gets 6 likes, and one of them will be from me, so it's really only 5 likes, I'll make the second part of this video that goes further in depth on Jimmy Ballard's methodology.